And that's why it is extraordinary that he, of all people, voted against it. And sooner or later it's going to have exposure.
Nigel Farage challenges Starmer in tense immigration debate. Okay, you're not going to believe what just went down in Parliament today. This isn't the usual back and forth, the polite nods, or the rehearsed speeches. No, this was something entirely different. While most of us were following the headlines about other political squabbles, a real fireworks moment was happening front and center, and everyone is still talking about it. Nigel Farage, yes, Reform leader, went head-to-head with Labour leader Keir Starmer. And the focus? Immigration. Now, let me set the scene for you. The chamber was buzzing, every eye on the two leaders. Farage stood up, calm but intense, laying out his concerns about the current state of immigration policy. Starmer, usually measured, was on the defensive from the first moment. You could feel the tension crackling through the room. Even on live streams, the comments exploded. Farage didn't pull punches, but here's the thing, it wasn't personal attacks. He framed it around policy, statistics, and the impact on everyday citizens. He pointed to recent border figures, the strain on housing and local services, and questioned what he called the lack of clarity and accountability from the government. Starmer listened, tried to interject, but Farage kept the pressure on, pushing the debate into territory that left the Labour leader visibly rattled. One of the most shocking moments, when Farage highlighted discrepancies between what the government promised and what has actually happened on the ground. Starmer attempted to steer the conversation back to broader party messaging, but the public reaction was immediate. Social media lit up. One Twitter user said, "Finally, someone asking the questions we actually want answers to." Another wrote, "Starmer's answers sound polished, but Farage isn't letting him off the hook." Insiders say this kind of confrontation doesn't happen often. A senior political correspondent told a local outlet, Farage came prepared. He knew the figures, he knew the gaps, and he went straight for them. This is the kind of debate that can shift public opinion, even if temporarily. It wasn't just numbers and policies, though. The clash also exposed underlying frustrations within the public. People are worried about border security, about the pressure on local communities, and about how immigration policies are actually enforced. And that frustration, it boiled over in real time as the debate unfolded. But let's step back for a second. Why does this matter? Politics is rarely just about one debate. It's about shaping narratives, influencing public opinion, and laying groundwork for future elections. Farage, by focusing on a tangible, real-world issue, tapped into a sentiment that many feel but few politicians address directly. Starmer's response, or perceived lack of one, will be dissected in opinion columns, morning shows, and countless online threads. The reactions didn't stop at social media. Commentators from across the spectrum weighed in. One senior analyst said, Farage framed the immigration issue in a way that forced Starmer to defend positions he would rather avoid discussing publicly. It's a clever political move. Meanwhile, some Labour supporters defended Starmer, saying, he handled a difficult situation professionally, but yes, the questions were tough. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Political insiders suggest that moments like these often set the tone for policy announcements down the line. If the debate today highlighted weaknesses or at least public concerns, then expect both parties to adjust their messaging. Campaigns are watching, analysts are watching, and yes, the public is watching too, more closely than ever. Now, what does this mean for everyday citizens? Well, immigration affects jobs, housing, healthcare, and community resources. When politicians debate the policies that shape these realities, it isn't just talk, it's the groundwork for decisions that ripple through communities. Farage's questioning forced a spotlight on specifics, while Starmer had to defend Labour's broader approach, highlighting the challenge of balancing principles with practical enforcement. So, what happens next? That's the real question. Will Starmer pivot his messaging to shore up support? Will Farage continue to press the issue, framing it as a core political priority? And how will the public respond through opinion polls, social media, and community discussions? One thing is clear. This wasn't your standard, forgettable exchange. As the debate ended, viewers were left with more questions than answers, and that's exactly what makes this moment powerful. It's a reminder that politics isn't just about party lines, it's about real issues affecting real people, and sometimes it takes a bold, focused challenge to bring them into the spotlight. And the bigger picture? Immigration isn't going away, it's a defining issue for this generation. Farage's challenge, Starmer's response, and the public's reaction are all part of a story that is still unfolding. And the question lingers, if today was just the beginning, how much more intense will the conversations get as the next elections approach? So, stay tuned. Watch closely. Because the fallout from this debate may not be fully visible yet, but it's coming. And when it does, everyone will remember where it all started, in that tense, unforgettable clash over immigration.